Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel today for another video. This one today, kind of similar to the video I posted yesterday, actually. I wanted to kind of go back to some of the roots of my channel, if you will, and do a test that I've seen floating around on the internet a little bit. It's called the Difficult Person Test. Basically, it's a test where it asks you a lot of questions about your personality, and it will give you a rating on how people, view you, whether they view you as a difficult person to be around or an easy person to be around or talk to, that kind of thing. It's just a quick 35 question test. If you are interested in taking it yourself, I will leave a link down in the description down below. You can go ahead and look at it for yourself. Like I said, I've seen a bunch of these on Twitter in the past couple weeks, and I figured, why not give it a try? It could be fun for a video. But before we jump into that, I do have to disclaim, like I always do in all of my videos. Look, 95% of the people who watch my videos aren't even subscribed. Recently, that number has probably changed a little bit. My subscriber count has tripled within the past week or two. Shout out to all you guys if you are new around here. I appreciate you for checking out the videos. But look, the number is still really high. There's still a ton of people who watch my videos who aren't subscribed. Maybe you watch it on your recommended page, but you just haven't hit the button yet. So just do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. But let's just jump into it. That's the only disclaimer I think I have to make today. Usually my videos are like fucking 3 minutes of disclaimers, and I hate doing it. So thankfully today is a shorter one. So let's jump into this. And let me tell you, I haven't done too much research into this, but based off of this just first question here, I'm already kind of scared at where the direction this is gonna go. So it has a little bar here where you move this slider to whether you strongly agree, somewhat agree, or neutral, somewhat disagree, and strongly disagree. And the first question is, generally speaking, I am a superior person. Now ask me this probably 2-3 years ago, and I'm probably sitting around here. I'm gonna keep it real, you know, I'm gonna keep it real. But as I've gotten older, I've realized a lot of things about myself, and actually I would probably put myself pretty much here, maybe even strongly disagree. I think in a lot of ways, I think the way humans work is this: we all have a lot of things that we are superior at, but we also have a lot of things that we're inferior at. For example, myself, you guys have probably seen it in some of my videos. I'm a very monotone person, and I am not very good at expressing emotion. That's a flaw I have, but I also have a lot of things that are cool about me, so I'd say I'd probably sit around there. Next question though: I am someone who deserves great recognition and success. I would strongly disagree. I don't think I deserve anything. I think personally, and I think this applies to me more than maybe an average person, because what I'm doing like here on this YouTube channel, right, is I'm trying to make content that's fun and that I enjoy and that I think other people will enjoy, and as a result of that, maybe down the line I will become successful. That's a possibility, right? But I don't think I necessarily deserve any success or anything like that. I think nobody in the world deserves that. I think everybody should have to work for recognition and success, no matter who you are, period. I think you need to work for that. And I will say that work comes in different forms for different people, but I don't think anybody necessarily just straight up deserves that. Next up, others have told me I am hot-headed. Again, back when I was younger, for sure, I had a lot of anger management issues, actually, growing up, for numerous reasons that I won't dive into in this video, but that was a problem I used to have a lot. But now I think if you ask anybody how hot-headed I am, I think they will all tell you I am the least angry person in the world. Most people have never seen me get angry, so I think that's gonna have to be a strong disagree at this point in time. Again though, back in the day, people would have said strong agree, but I'm at the point in my life where pretty much everything, I just let it go. Nothing matters that much, man. It really doesn't. I often feel suspicious of people even after they've acted loyally toward me. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. I can't read, all right? Don't judge me. I'm sorry, okay? But me, I strongly disagree. Well, probably somewhat disagree. Back in the day, I would probably somewhat agree with this because I just am that kind of person. I'm very pessimistic, not super trusting. But as I get older, I trust people more in the sense of like doing things, or whether I know that they have my back or not. I trust people in that sense, but I also always have that lingering feeling in the back of my mind of, you know, if this person happens to, you know, fuck me over or something down the line, it is what it is. It's just something that comes with with relationships, I think, as a person. Like, there's a natural risk that somebody can do something like that to you at any point. So it's just something that I always have in the back of my mind, which makes me not want to say strongly disagree. But for the most part, I think I trust people at a pretty good level. I look down on people who unwisely share their secret. Strongly disagree. I don't look. There's never an unwise time to share your secrets unless you like killed somebody. Like, if you share a secret, I think that's perfectly fine. In fact, that shows me more than anything that you trust me to not like say something, which I think is cool. So I think I have to strongly disagree with that one. People sometimes bother me just by being around me. Usually I'm probably like, it's so weird because back in the day I was so cold, abrasive, and like kind of person nobody wanted to be around, and yet people were around me all the time. Really never has made sense to me. Like, I was the kid in school who like never really had a best friend but was cool with literally everybody that you knew. Yet every time somebody new would like talk to me for the first time, they would always say the phrase, "Oh, I thought you hated me. Like, you always seem so mad at me and stuff." So like this question is hard because it makes me want to be like yes and no. But I will say somewhat agree, because there are a lot of people who I just don't like being around, and I will be very straight up about that to you if the scenario calls for it. Obviously, like if we have a job or something and we're working together, that's a different scenario. But like if we're just in a friend group and like there's somebody I don't like, I am very honest about it, because I think beating around the bush and being weird about it is not going to help anybody. But being direct and just saying like, I don't like that person, I don't like being around them, kind of just solves all the problems usually. So that's where I stand on that one. People who don't do as I say need to be criticized. Strongly disagree. You don't need to do what I say. Well, who am I to tell you? Now, I have a job where I'm a manager, so like in that scenario, yes, you probably should do what I say because like I'm your boss. But for the most part, like in day-to-day conversations with any random person, you don't need to do what I say. Like, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a dictator or something. I hold grudges. Strongly disagree. I hold no grudges pretty much against anybody, even though I have been through a lot of things in my life where I think most people would hold grudges and most people would think I should hold a grudge. I really don't. I just don't see it as something productive at all. I think your time could be used better just figuring shit out and fixing your own problems, as opposed to holding a grudge and being upset with somebody that you can't change. I like telling people what to do. Somewhat agree. Like I said, I am like a manager at my job, and like I have been throughout pretty much every job that I've ever had. I've been like in a management position, so I think I naturally do well at telling people what to do, and I like doing that kind of job. In day to day, I'm not like a dictator. Like I said, I'm not gonna boss you around, but in that kind of sense, yes. I don't really care if I offend others. Probably somewhat agree. I try to offend people as like little as I can. Like if it's something like LGBTQ people, like I don't want to offend them. I have nothing against them. I like them most of the time more than straight people, to be quite honest. But you know, I don't want to offend anybody in that kind of sense. But I also, like I said in that question a few questions ago, where I was like, if I don't like you, I will tell you. In that case, I don't care if that offends you, because it's just my opinion. You know, if I don't like you, I'll be straight up about it. So I think I have to sit like somewhat agree or neutral in this one. Other people's emotions are their problem, not mine. Somewhat disagree. I think for the most part that can be true. Like if I'm not like close with you, or we're not like pretty good friends, but at the same time, like if I am close with you, or if I am pretty good friends with you, I do genuinely care about you, and I want you to be doing good and stuff, because I know what it's like to not be doing good. So I do genuinely care about a lot of people, and I try to help them in any way that I can when it comes to like emotions and stuff that people are going through. I can get pretty angry when others disagree with. No, again, disagree. I'm at the point in my life where I really don't get angry at much. If you disagree with me, whatever. It's not that big of a deal, honestly. I often hesitate to confide in others. This I strongly agree with. I kind of alluded to it earlier. I'm not very great with my personal emotions and talking about them with others. I'm working on it. But at this point in time, I do hesitate quite a bit. To be honest, there are very few select people I will open up. People tell me I am out of control. That I have never been told that in my life, literally ever. I'm a pretty controlling person when it comes to myself, and I think I keep myself at a pretty good level most of the time. I enjoy coming out on top after humiliating others. Strongly disagree. I don't like humiliating people. Who likes that? I think that's extremely weird. Sometimes it can be funny, but like I don't know. I don't get satisfaction out of that personally. I only obey those laws and rules that seem sensible to me? I'd say neutral with this one, because there are things like that I do. Like, say for example, at my job, right? If there's a rule that says, I don't know, what's a rule? You can't take the trash out past 10 p.m. or you know, just some weird example like that. If it's something like that, I'm gonna be like, oh, who cares? I'm just gonna go throw the trash away. It's not that big of a deal. It's like 10 feet outside, right? Something like that. But at the same time, if it's something like important that I think makes sense, I will follow the rules. So it's like, I don't know. It's sometimes, even if it doesn't make sense, I'll still follow the rule just because I think it'll be easier, or, you know, I think it's just a neutral overall. Most people are lazy and don't work hard unless they have to. I actually somewhat agree with this. This applies to myself even sometimes too. I mean, like, look at some of the videos on my channel. Some of them are pretty goddamn lazy. I'm gonna keep it real. Some of them I'm like, I gotta upload this day. I upload daily, you know, I gotta put a video out. I don't have an idea, and I come up with some stupid random lazy ass idea. I've even said it in videos about how lazy a video is. So, you know, I can't judge too much, but I think in general, people tend to be very lazy and don't work as hard as they absolutely need to unless they have to. And I think then they will later on also complain about how unsuccessful they are and claim that they deserve to be more successful. At least that's what I've observed in my life. Maybe that's not true for the majority of people, but from what I have observed in my life, I think that's actually pretty true. Others should pay special attention to me. No, absolutely not. I don't think I deserve any special attention in any sense of the word. I think that's weird if you do. I think about hurting and or humiliating people who annoy me. Why can't I say the word humiliating right? It's not that difficult. God, anyway, disagree. I don't ever think about hurting or humiliating people like that. That's just weird. I mean, granted, I've said this before to people and gotten some weird looks, but also people been like, yeah, for sure. I think everybody at some point in time has thought about like hurting somebody who they don't like say somebody pisses you off and you're like, oh, I just want to punch him in the face, you know, something like that. I think everybody's thought that, but in general, I don't really think like that often. I often find myself saying and doing things without stopping to think. Disagree. I am a thinker. Like, I say, when I talk and when I speak, I think about it a lot before I say it, like almost too much, which is why I think I strongly disagree with that one. I exploit others toward my own end. I don't think I've ever done that in my life, and I don't think I ever will unless it like is a life or death or something. Like, I don't see the point in using and like throwing out other people if it means success for me. I don't think that's the way you should do it personally. Maybe you would disagree, but I don't like that idea. I usually don't help others unless there's something in it for me. No, strongly disagree. Even if there's not something in it for me, usually I will help people if they ask for it. I keep track of sensitive information that can be used to hurt people at a later time. Back in the day, I would somewhat agree with this. I would use it, but again, strongly disagree. I don't have dirt on anybody. I don't care that much. It's not that big of a deal. I get angry more frequently than most people I know. Disagree again. I rarely get angry. I feel that I am more special than others. Disagree. I'm really not any more special than you or somebody you know. I promise. We're all just fucking people, dude. I use insincere flattery to get my way. I have before. I'm not gonna lie about it. I have before, but I think I would probably somewhat disagree. I would strongly disagree, but I've done it before, so it has to go with something. I monitor my romantic partner, friends, and our family members intensely to find out who's being disloyal. Strongly disagree. I'm not like the boyfriend who checks my girlfriend's phone all the time, or who watches where my friends go or something. I don't care that much, man. It's so much effort to care that much. You can use that effort in so many different ways. Like, I'll never understand that. That effort can be used better in so many different ways than to be like a weirdo stalker. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Nothing is, I promise. People purposely do and say things to upset me. No, somewhat disagree. I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody can strongly disagree with that, because people have done that to everybody. I feel like, you know, everybody at some point in time has pushed your buttons a little bit to get you to feel something. But at the end of the day, it happens like what? Not that frequently, so pretty much a strongly / somewhat disagree there. I am a unique individual who deserves special treatment. Disagree. We've basically had this question before. I avoid direct conflict with people who may be useful to me in the future. No. If there's a conflict, I am the opposite kind of person. I deal with it very directly. I think it's very useless and like a waste of time, and it's just not a great effort, just not a great thing to do in general to avoid conflict. I think avoiding conflict makes things way worse than they ever need to be, and if you're direct about things and straight to the point with conflict, it just solves a lot of problems in the long run. Others consider my lifestyle wild and exciting. Dude, I sit inside all day, make one YouTube video, then work an 8-hour shift. I promise honest, nobody thinks my lifestyle is exciting or wild. I don't do shit. I have often been described as cold or uncaring. This I do disagree. I have said that before, where people will come up to me and be like, I thought you hated me, like you always seem cold and like mad at me, you know. That's true. I think it's just because I'm such like a very monotone person, and especially back in the day, like in school was like my biggest example. I would just come in and I have like resting bitch face all the time, so people would always just be like, damn, I thought you like hated me. You would just give me dirty looks. You seemed like you never wanted to be around me. And it was like, no, not at all. I didn't want to be there, and I was like pissed off because I was tired and I didn't want to be there, but that doesn't mean I hate you. But in general, I think especially the cold part is true. Uncaring, not as much, but cold, yeah. I sometimes get into dangerous situations. Neutral, because I have before, but no, probably somewhat disagree, because it doesn't happen very often. It's confusing though, because it says sometimes, but like, I don't know. I'll say somewhat disagree. Like, it very rarely happens. Maybe once every year or two do I get into like a truly dangerous situation. So I'll say somewhat disagree. I get angry when someone blocks my plans. No, not really. I, again, don't really get angry. And last question of the quiz here. People do what I want them to because they are afraid of me. That has happened before. As I said, people thought I would hate them or was very cold and stuff, so they would do things because of that. But I would say disagree, because it very rarely happened. Like maybe 1 or 2 times in my whole life. So I'd say I have to somewhat disagree with that. But it has happened, so I can't strongly. So let's see the results here. What kind of person am I? So you are an easy person to get along with, 21.71%. I don't really know what the 21.71% means, but I'm not very risk-taking, not very grandiose, I'm not aggressive, not dominant or manipulative. Manipulative probably should be a little higher. I come from a family of psychologists and very manipulative people, so I'm very good at it. I try not to do it, but I subconsciously do manipulate sometimes. I'm not gonna lie about it. More callous than anything is kind of a surprise, but we'll read through it. Basically, these are all just definitions. Sometimes make people feel uncomfortable. Yeah, that's for sure. I think, like I said, when I am very direct with conflict and stuff, people find that uncomfortable because they're not used to it. So I can see how that would be more true, I suppose. Yeah, and basically just a lot of definitions here. But in general, it says I am an easy person to get along with, which I think is pretty true at this point. Basically, everybody that I meet, I get along with. I really feel like there's not anybody in my life who like doesn't like me or who hates me or doesn't want to be around me or anything like that. I think everybody who I'm around or talk to or have any sort of relation with thinks I likes me and I'm an easy person to get along with. So I think this is pretty true, all things considered. That is going to be the end of it though, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy that. I enjoyed taking it. I like doing little tests like this, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. If you did, please leave a like down below. Comment down below if you took the test. Maybe you got some results that were similar to mine or something along those lines. Maybe you have a test that you think I would enjoy doing in the future. Maybe anything like that. Leave a comment down below with all that kind of stuff. If you are new around here, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications for when I post more videos just like this. It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. And I post new videos every single day, so you're bound to find one that you enjoy at some point. Either way though, guys, that is going to be the end of it. So I thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.